Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So we thought we'd have a little sit down and talk you through all of the upgrades that we've made on the van over the past couple of months. Now I know we haven't done much filming on YouTube, but we have been working on the van behind the scenes, so we just thought we'd talk you through what we've done.
So a lot of these are little upgrades that a lot of people already do, I expect. We have done a couple of bigger upgrades as well to try and make life in the van a little bit easier.
So the first upgrade that we've done, it's only a small thing, but we've added in a fly screen to the sliding door. Now this is just a Velcro stick-on fly screen, but it has made such a difference, and we wish that we had it when we went to France. We already had the fly screen built into the window, and it is still very useful, but it's very nice to be able to zip it up and keep the sliding door open just for some more ventilation. And it does also help keeping Albie from running off if you do want to keep the door open.
Yeah, surprising how much we've used it, because we put it in after France last year, so we were getting to the end of the sort of season, but we have used it a couple of times, so we're looking forward to this year to be able to have the door open more and not worry about all the bugs and flies coming into the van.
So the second upgrade or little purchase that we've made is one of these Karcher window vacs. Now I know everybody has one, everyone's buying one, but they are so useful for being able to clear the condensation off the windows and just being able to cut down the time waiting for the windows to clear. It has been a godsend.
The one thing with it is it's charging currently off the inverter, and trying to be energy conscious, I bought a USB charger, but it didn't really work. But I've noticed quite a lot of them on eBay, Amazon and those sorts of places. So if you do have one and you're using the USB charger, if you can put the link in the comments below, that would be great, because we'd like to try and utilise the USBs more than putting the inverter on all the time.
The next upgrade that we've made, or downgrade is our water tank. We were a bit ambitious, or we went a bit OTT on the original size of our water tank. Obviously going from a T5 and not having space for a shower to the long wheelbase and being able to have a shower, we thought we were going to use a lot more water than we actually do.
Yeah, so what drove the water tank size originally, like we said, having the shower, we were worried that we wouldn't have enough water and it'd run out all the time. But over the trips we've done, you know, we have a couple of showers over the days, and we both have a shower maybe every other day, and even then we were only using half a tank of our water a lot of the time. And the tank we went for was quite large because we chose it that it fitted underneath our bed. So our bed is a standard double, and it ran from the front of the bedboard to the back doors. The new one is a lot shorter. We've only lost about 25-30 litres in capacity, but what it has meant is that all of the water now sits in front of the back axle. So it's helped massively. We were getting stuck all of the time before, even with the all-terrain tyres and, you know, letting them down and trying to use recovery boards, we were still getting stuck a lot. Since we've done that with the water, it seems to have helped a lot, because I suppose that was a lot of weight that would have been pulling the front of the van up and we losing traction.
We also found that if somebody broke hard in front of us, like on the road and stuff like that, obviously our braking distance, it took a lot longer. And we did have a couple of near misses with people slamming on their brakes and us panicking that we're not going to be able to stop in time. And I think the water tank, obviously the volume of water rushing to the front of the van, that like didn't help matters. So yeah, it's made it a lot lighter to drive as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot better. You definitely notice a difference. Even though, like we said, we've only maybe dropped 30 litres of water, it does make a big difference. And the other thing we've done to help that as well, we've added air suspension to the back. Again, it was because we were going around roundabouts and the van felt quite wallowy. So the last part of last year I fitted the air suspension to the back. It is a bit of a task. The biggest problem is, as anyone will know with this platform of van, is getting the old bump stops off. It took an absolute age to get them off, as they were rusted in place and the bolts were all rusted. But once we've done that, it was quite smooth sailing getting it on. It's currently running just the standard valves in the back. So again, we've added another little upgrade because of that. It's an onboard compressor. which helps with us getting stuck also, because now we can air down the tyres a lot faster and air them back up as well, so we don't have to find a garage to pump our tyres back up. So we can go off the beaten track a little bit more with a bit more confidence that we can let the tyres down and keep on rolling. So one of the bigger upgrades we've done to the van is we've added Wi-Fi. So what we've done is we've added, for the moment, just a Huawei 4G dongle. The reason why we haven't done it one of the sort of more expensive units is we wanted to make sure that when we get on with using the Wi-Fi in the van and we actually use it, before spending that sort of money on some of the more expensive equipment. But we have put in a 5G antenna onto the roof, so it's a puck antenna that we've installed and run the cables through the cupboard, and they come out and connect to our Wi-Fi unit, which is just behind my head on the side of the cupboard. Now that we've got Wi-Fi in the van, it means we can do some other upgrades as well. So one of the things we wanted to do was to add a couple of security cameras to the van. So what we've bought are just the blink cameras. At the moment we've just got one outdoor one as it came in the pack, but we're going to expand on those. So the plan is to put one each side on the roof rack and one at the back facing down, so it covers both sides of the van and the back door. It's really useful for us because we haven't actually got a window on the driver's side, so unless we sort of look through the cab and then look out, we can't actually see who's next to us. And in some places, sometimes you hear car doors and things like that, and it's just nice to be able to see what's going on. So I think it'll add a bit of security and a bit of confidence when we're parking up places. And I think what we're also going to do is look to get a small indoor one, maybe put up in the corner again, just to make sure if someone breaks in, we can see it. Not that we can do anything about it, but it's evidence then as well if something does happen.
We did also think it might be useful because we do want to start going away a bit longer, and knowing that if we are going to have to, say, go into Tesco's and do a big shop for the week, that we can leave Albie in the van and we can keep an eye on him and just check that he's okay. Obviously we wouldn't leave him for long periods of time, but it would just be in case we both needed to go somewhere that we could just check and see that he was all okay as well.
Yeah, like we said, it's just we want to make Albie feels comfortable in the van anyway, and we want to make it like a home from home, which it should be. So leaving him in here shouldn't be an issue. We've got the heating and we've got the max fan that we can set to draw the air out if it gets warm in here, for instance. So as we said, it'd only be for a short time, but it will be comfortable for him anyway, and we can make sure he's comfortable. So the next thing we've added because of the Wi-Fi is a bit more control around our battery setup. So what we've done is installed the Victron software onto a small Raspberry Pi computer, and the reason we did this really was, again, is cost, because a servo costs about £300, whereas I picked the Raspberry Pi up for about £30, and it's just loading the software onto it. So currently it monitors our battery and our solar, but what I also want to get is the sensors for the water tank and the gas tank. So that will enable us to see all the tank levels through the Bluetooth connectivity that's on that Raspberry Pi. So that will make the van a lot smarter, and we don't have to worry about checking the water tank, seeing the levels, and again it'll alert us if our batteries get low.
So the last purchase that we've made for the van is an Amazon Echo Show. We were previously using our iPad to watch Netflix, but we thought this is slightly bigger and it would be better for us.
Yeah, so the reason we went for it, we chose the Echo Show 15, and it's because of all the other upgrades we've done in the van. It means that we can do things like look at the camera straight away. So what we can do is set the blink cameras up that if there's motion at the sliding door, for instance, it would notify us and show us on the screen. And the same, we can look at our Victron equipment on there. So it does everything that all of these other multiple panels around the van would do, all in one system. So that's what we wanted to use it for, is just to keep it as clean as possible.
And then it also doubles up as we've got our Spotify and our Netflix on there as well.
Yeah, so it does everything for the van, and it just makes our van that much smarter. So the next thing I want to do is add light switches and things like that into that, so we can really control the van more remotely than we can at the moment, where it's still very much like a dull system. So guys, this is our Echo Show. We put on a TV bracket that is a camper van or motorhome bracket that's got a little lock on it, so you can just unlock it and then it swivels sort of every way you want. So the reason we want to do that is we can swivel it around and watch it in bed, or if we've got the swivel seat turned around the other way, we can obviously use it for the front or the back, whichever way we want to do. Alexa, open Victron. So guys, this is our Victron monitoring. It works exactly the same as a Serbo, so anyone that's got sort of Serbo or anything else with their Victron stuff will know this screen. But like we said, it's quite minimal for us because we haven't got a multi-plus, so we pretty much just use the PV and the DC power. So that is linked to our MPPT charger and our battery monitor to just give us an idea of how much percentage we got left on our battery. What we will have when we get the sensors is obviously the tank data as well, so freshwater, wastewater and gas tanks will be on there.
The years Tom's been here, he's never once had a family visitor. There have been incidents with the other children. Nasty.
That's all for today's video, guys. We know it's a short one, but we just wanted to update you on what we've been up to behind the scenes.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. And if you guys have done any other upgrades to your vans, or you're building a van you think something would be useful, please drop it on the comments below and maybe we'll look at doing it too.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.